Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of Warships. Today it's one of my replays, and I'm in the Prinz Eugen, a tier 8 premium German cruiser. I'm on the map to Brothers, and well, it's a 4-point domination game. Unfortunately, it comes with a carrier and a sub, but at least top tier, right? So we have a large friendly force here at A, and the enemy is probably going to retreat here pretty soon. Unfortunately, we are losing the other flank. So we shall see how this continues. There is an enemy inside the B cap, which might even be the enemy submarine. And yeah, an enemy carrier is rather interesting, which is unfortunate. Now we have the Edinburgh that seems to be charging in here for whatever reason. But I'm fine with that. My Hydro is running, so I shouldn't be running into any torpedoes there. I think that Edinburgh might have tried to charge that submarine, but our forces here are way too numerous for that. Meanwhile, B is almost completely capped. It looks like the Zieten has turned around. The Brandenburg here is also turning around for some reason. I mean, there are two ways we could play this. We can keep pushing towards C, or we can turn around and defend B, or I guess we could split our forces and do both. But now I'm just trying to set some fires. And I do have an island in front of me, potentially for cover. The biggest issue is going to be the carrier. Well, the carrier in combination with those battleships, right? Because you see, I can't turn broadside to those battleships, and that means the carrier just comes in from the side and drops like this. And there really isn't an awful lot I can do here. I'll just take 3 torpedoes, take a huge hit. And see, if I wanted to angle against planes, I would have needed to turn broadside to those battleships, which could have ended up even worse. And I'm still trying to stay close to this island in order to get some cover. Now it's the dive bombers that come next. Meanwhile, it was a sub that kept B, and we have a lot of battleships going back there to defend. It would be nice if we had a little bit more force here, I guess. Oh, we still have the North Carolina. I have my 2 division mates, and I suppose we have a sub here. It remains to be seen what the enemy does, right? The enemy could be pushing with all their force towards B, or they could be turning around and defending. Also, there is a cyclone coming, and ow. There is a cyclone coming. And at this point, I am mostly waiting for that to happen with this island. If I want to go more towards C, for example, I can't, because once again I'd be turning broadside to those battleships. So for now I just have to stay here, try to set a fire or 2, and potentially wait for... Oh, there are the planes again. I really need to wait for the cyclone, so I have some cover to move towards the sea cap. Speaking of cover, this island here is potentially going to be important. The cargo seems to be dropping the smoke right now, but if I'm really close to the island, the carrier can't drop from, well, the side where the island is. That's mostly my defensive strategy right now. It also offers a little bit of protection from the Bismarck. Of course, the carrier can just go around it. But the carrier comes in here. Well, actually, not really. Still going for that smoke screen. Well, on the bright side, the cyclone is approaching fast, and that might allow me to finally move towards the B cap. Unfortunately, my division mate here is not just getting attacked by the planes, and he had to go in smoke in order to have a chance to survive. It looks like an enemy destroyer came back and is now torpedoing here. I presume that's the Kagero.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Now he's still alive, and I'm finally on my way over there. So I'm spotted, but the cyclone is in enough of an effect right now that I don't have to worry about the battleship anymore. And yeah, there is the Kagero. Unfortunately, there are also the planes, because there are always the planes, right? Now I'm popping my hydro. I'm soon going to be in range of a Kagero, but yeah, it's... I can avoid 2 of those torps. Thankfully, I also have a heal ready. And here come the planes again, this time from the side. And even if I try to maneuver there, yeah, I won't make it. Not to mention that, well, I dodged 1, I guess, which allowed me to survive. Unfortunately, I don't have a damage con ready right now. The good news is I haven't seen any Kagero torps yet. Hydro is still running, and there we go. We got the Kagero.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Now, of course, if the carrier actually comes back, I'm gonna be dead. Well, yes and no, I suppose. For the first time this battle, I might have the luxury of trying to dodge, because I am no longer in a crossfire. I don't have to worry about torpedoes currently. I don't have to worry about broadsides. Might actually be that and try to maneuver. Well, I survived the flood. Are the planes coming for me now though? Probably. My fighter plane is in the air. I'm not having any expectations. And here come the planes. I'm gonna reinforce my anti-air. I get the AA Defensive Expert medal, which is a joke because I haven't successfully defended myself against planes even once this game. This time though, I think I'm gonna dodge. You see, if you can actually maneuver, it's a lot easier, I suppose. If you can see the planes coming, if you have all the time in the world, and if it's just you and the carrier, then you might even have a chance. This is such a joke. Speaking of jokes, we have a Titan, a brawling battleship with hydro torpedoes, very healthy, in a cyclone, which is the most amazing thing for a ship like this, because it can force close quarter engagements. And what it's doing, it's running away from the enemies on the only part of the map that is in complete control of our team. Right, there is nobody here to fight. From the spotting we have here, all of the enemies are up there in B. So the Titan could have, you know, stuck around there in order to fight those. Instead, it is coming through here. I mean, technically there is a cargo around here that's probably in the J line. Question is it gonna come here to finish me off, or is it gonna... No, it's probably gonna go for that North Cal. So, I have 2 options. I could be going towards D and just capping that, but there doesn't seem to be much point to it, because we have Viper and a submarine on the way. Securing points is gonna be rather important, and obviously those ships are, well, or at least is faster than me, and we can come around here, cap, and then maybe torp some things there from the rear. Meanwhile, I'm gonna try to engage some ships here. Now here is the Kansas, and the Kansas is shooting the Seton. The Seton is actually, I think, engaging something that's nice. So with the Kansas having fired and the slow reload, it won't be able to finish me off here. Now, if I had the Seton, you know, pushing there with me, that would be a lot better, obviously. See, there is little chance of success for me here. Well, there is chance of success in a sense. I'm not gonna survive this, mind you. Question is, how much damage can I do before I get destroyed? And obviously there are the planes again, right? It's like if you try to sneak up on someone, in a sense, it's very important to not be spotted. If they have their guns trained at me and they can see me coming, they can shoot before I can do anything like launch my torpedoes. And actually, yeah. So I'm coming around here, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna launch those shells. I have armor piercing loaded. I was hoping I could see the broadside of the Harlem, but I can't. And, well, I'm dead. Now, I might be dead, but the Kansas, not the most maneuverable ship in the world, is gonna eat some fishies. And it's gonna eat all of them. And you know what? It's even flooding.
Enemy battleship foundered.
Meanwhile, the Seaton is reversing back this whole channel, and hey, it wasn't really there to help me, but it might be able to finish off the Harlem now.
Our victory is in sight.
So there we go. This is looking relatively good for us now. It's 2 against 4. Still have the carry. Our North Cal over there is unfortunately not doing the best job here against the tier pits. The last 2 salvos I think it fired just bounced harmlessly. But it's still a 3 against 2 and we have all the caps and we have the points. Now the Seaton and the submarine are going after the tier pits. I mean, as long as we have 1 ship surviving, we're gonna win this. Seaton might even be able to finish off the tier pits here. And yes, perfect. So now this is a victory. Well, I did get quite a nice amount of experience in this battle, and a lot of that was probably thanks to the cancers eating all my fish. So there is that. I had a few laughs and giggles in the end, but mostly I was just bombed by the carrier. The carrier did 2/3 of all the damage that I got this game, and despite me getting an AA defense medal, I didn't actually defend myself against a single strike. Well, I dodged 1, I guess, but that was not due to anti-air. So yeah, carriers still as broken as ever, and still a very shitty game this time, but here we are. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.